Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Investing with the Difference. So, we are back with the review of overall markets, some of the important things which we are thinking about, and of course, as always, the EOS ecosystem updates. So, first of all, as I keep reminding you, do watch some of the latest videos. We have covered a lot of details about sister chains, what's going on, what you need to do to claim them, and how they are adding value to EOS ecosystem. We talked about referendums in this video, and we are going to continuously do more education around EOS world. But let's look at the markets overall. So I think we are kind of again settling down in this area of 3600, which is great because after the recent fall, there was a risk that we will again fall down. So if you look at this Bitcoin price, so we were very excited when we were settling above $4,000, and then we had a big candle here on 10th January. I will talk a little bit about what happened and why this is a problem, because this whole rally, which started in late December and then later on, it was so this was more of a recovery from lows, but recent one was mostly driven by Ethereum. So if you remember, we talked about in last videos that Ethereum was running ahead. It was almost $150 plus, and it has actually come down again, and it's actually fallen below Ripple, which was at one point it has taken a quite a sizable lead above Ripple. So what's really happened is Ethereum has actually delayed its hard fork, which was planned in mid-January. And not only that, there are some big negative news on Ethereum, that while they're delayed, they found some issues on the smart contracts. So there were 5 smart contracts which were planned in this fork, and what is happening is it's now they had to actually, even after the delay, they are not going to do all the changes, and they have actually defined 2 hard forks. And what that means is, whatever they do now, the original plan was to ultimately move to proof of stake. I think we can always talk about why proof of stake. It's very simple. I think Colin talked about it in one of his videos. Proof of work is a 51% attack is very common. Because of the bear market, the cost of these attacks have come down significantly. The hardware is very fast progressing, where this cost will keep coming down because of the ASIC based mining and so on. So I think that's not the point I was trying to highlight, but ultimately, as we know and that we love about EOS, that proof of stake, and especially delegated proof of stake, which is working very well for EOS, I think they are trying to get to proof of stake. Even though Vitalik and Ethereum doesn't agree with delegated proof of stake, they do believe in proof of stake. And so let's talk about what happened now. So now they are talking about that they will reactivate this change and the difficulty bomb which they had added, but this will be now delayed almost 12 months. This is, so that means that this change which they were planning to make is going to happen 12 months from now. So overall, I see that this is pretty bad for Ethereum, because what it means is that Ethereum progress is not happening. Uh, if you know EOS, we keep talking about every month, every few weeks, there is a new release of Ethereum chain, and we are able to integrate big changes. We are talking about referendums to make big changes. And the interesting thing is, many of these big changes already have code available from block one. It's more about the community decision. So this is why I keep comparing. Like, while I love Ethereum for what it did past, I think the slowness of their development teams, the pace at which they are going, I don't think it is encouraging. I was very encouraged when they announced this hard fork, and I was hoping that they will move fast into the POS direction. But it looks like it will not happen in near future, and now we are again going to wait for before this can happen. Of course, I'm not very regularly tracking Ethereum, so if somebody can correct me if my understanding is wrong, my assumption is based on the CoinDesk article, and I am also seeing that all the enthusiasm around Ethereum, which had taken it up into the market cap very fast, is kind of fizzling down. And what else it means is, I think market is kind of anyway waiting for the institutional interest, like the BACT and the new initiatives. Those are also delayed because of government shutdown in US, because many of those things are dependent upon the regulatory approvals. And that is another negative. The US government shutdown is creating some sort of regulatory uncertainty on this back exchange and many of the institutional interest. So I think all these combined is having a negative effect on Bitcoin, and I'm not sure when we can recover from it. But at least we are forming that pattern. So why I would like to zoom out again. So if you remember, I was always tracking this 5,800 area, which we broken down below, and that is going to be our ceiling now in this. And also this 200-day moving average is continuously coming down. So I think we have a long way away into bear market, and with this bear market going continuously going on, I would say that look at this patterns. I think whatever you're seeing here, this is very similar pattern which we have seen repeating so many times. So I will not be surprised if they go down again, but I hope that this can at some point we can find a base, and this is where I think 3,200, $3,400 should be our absolute area if you're trading to be have a stop loss, where do not hold it below that. But of course, I'm mostly holding Bitcoin position for a long time, so I'm not really trading at this moment. I used to trade when the market was much more predictable. So now let's go to EOS. I think it's the same story. I think the patterns are very similar to what you're seeing on Bitcoin. So as everything is working in the same way, I think this was the stable area which we spent a lot of time on, around $5, and with a base of around $4.50. And now I think the base is $1.70, and the good news is that we are way above that. If you see, rest of the coins are pretty much close to their bottoms, and I think EOS is doing a little better. Ethereum was doing better till they had this proof of stake delay. And I think what you need to watch out for is EOS versus Bitcoin, because of course the altcoin volatility is higher. So I'm hoping that we can form some sort of bottom here on EOS versus Bitcoin, and that's something which we are still like a little bit away from forming a bottom. So I think we are very deep in bear markets. Let's see how it goes and how we can recover. Now some other news, I think some good news on Verbly. So as you know that Verbly has been trying to bring, we talked about this in last video when we covered Verbly, but I wanted to spend some more time on why it is important. I'm not going to comment on this particular token, token Oro, but let me tell you that it's the reason it is good is the gold mining. Like I personally invest in gold mining companies. Gold is almost ready to break out based on the charts. It's a huge opportunity in gold right now. But irrespective of that, because it is STO. What is STO? STO is a security token offering. That means it's a company's equity they are giving, and they are creating a stable coin with gold. It's an innovative product which is STO plus some sort of gold backing. But most importantly, this is going to be completely SEC approved, and that is something which is very interesting for me, because when you're talking about a token offering which is approved, that is STO, I think this is the future. If you look at some of these other ideas, it's not the first thing which is doing it. I think there are a couple of other platforms. So I am very actively involved in, like, looking into T0, which is Overstock's STO platform. And they did their ICO, and in fact they are ready to launch right now. Then there is a on Ethereum blockchain based STO platform which is called I believe Polymath. And so there are many other STO platforms. It is gaining a lot of ground, but it is, I think, verbally bringing EOS IO to the same level where you can have STO. It's a great thing because STOs are very early right now. It's in a very, very early stage, and having a EOS-IO based STO platform is crucial, because now we can compete with the similar models on Ethereum world and show how EOS is superior in terms of transaction speeds, in terms of faster transactions and so on. Like cheaper means like no cost at all to do any transaction. If you hold Verbly tokens, I'm sure you can do this for free. So you can build exchanges. You can build like stock market exchanges using EOS-IO, which can be free, while Ethereum can provide you some sort of transaction, like where you can do low cost transactions. It is a great improvement already, I think, even on Ethereum blockchain versus a typical stock market where you pay $5 or $9 per transaction for small investors, I think it's a huge improvement using blockchain. But I think EOS IO can take it next level. So that's why it is interesting. What other things are happening is, of course, I would like to remind you that EOS DAC is coming out. So let me take you to the member client. So if you have not done yet, I would highly recommend you to go and go to this EOS DAC member client. And this is members.eosdac.io. It's a big thing. The reason is it's like only 2% away in terms of voting to activate. But what it means is that you can run decentralized communities on the blockchain where there is no CEOs, there are no managers. Everything is maintained by people who are chosen by the community. And I think that's what I really love about decentralized governance models. You can run companies like that. These are like 12 custodians. So I'm actually right now, as I told you, I'm looking for some support here. If you have your stack tokens, do go and vote for us, because we are right now in number 13 position, which is right below the selected custodians. And more importantly, I think if you vote, we can unlock this. So whether I become a custodian or not, I think the more important thing is we need to really enable this experiment which EOS is running. And this is a great opportunity where a block producer candidate, EOS DAC is a block producer candidate on multiple chains, including mainnet, on even on Boss chain and so on. And what you need to understand is that how we can bring value as a community. Like, while it is already a custodian based model and it's a DAC, but what we are as investing with the difference community, we can actually even add it to the next level, because we get feedback from all of you, and we have like 2,000 plus people who are proxying with us in EOS world. So now you're really building a decentralized version. So why vote for me? I have captured it here in the custodian details of because we are all going to be a voice on how to benefit from this kind of operation as EOS DAC token holders. And ultimately, if you remember, the goal for EOS DAC was to be run by community as a block producer as well as a DAC. And it's a huge thing for future companies to model on. And more I talk to people, I think people are very excited about EOS DAC in general. What else is happening? I think EOS New York has announced a very interesting thing, that is a voluntary approach to EOS WPS. Now let me go back to WPS first. So this WPS has been a controversial topic because of the inflation which was proposed to be used. People thought that it can be a problem when somebody is trying to propose some ideas which are maybe just to gain from those funds, because it's a huge fund. It's a 23 million token sitting in the savings. So yes, New York is suggesting that you can have, instead of using the inflation, there can be a voluntary donation approach which can be used, and BPs can deploy that fund, and there can be committees and everything, and there is no controversy there because now you're dealing with donations. Monero has applied this in a very successful way, but I think let's go back to all the discussion around the WPS. So the only referendum which is covering the WPS part is this one, which is EOS Commons Development Program. And I think we have voted no, and quite a few people are voting no on this, almost 80%. And what I would like to highlight is, while I love if somebody can come up with a WPS, my biggest worry is, and I want to clarify my position, because many proxies are declaring, especially when we vote no, we want to declare why we are voting no. And I would like to highlight that my only concern now is that there are some emergency committees which are being proposed. So these are actually predefined set of people with already nominated, which is not a democratic process. And it is while it is well intentioned, I'm not questioning the reason why they have put it up. They are looking to develop in a very transparent way some of the ideas on EOS. My worry is this is setting a precedence for people to go and create committees, get it approved, and we are giving another tool for some of these whales to go and look at this example and go and say, oh, if I can pass this referendum, I can take out more funds from your savings. So other thing what they're talking about is burning rest of the funds. So they're saying that give us 1 million, burn rest of the funds now, and they're saying that this is a good way because it's a compromise. But I said we already have another it's not really a referendum, because as I told you, this was created by me, and we did not choose the right details because there is no execution detail. So it's acting like a poll, but even as a poll, I think not many people understand it, and still we are seeing better participation on burning tokens as compared to somebody burning 96% tokens and trying to create a 1 million fund for WPS. So I do see that WPS is a very controversial topic. A lot of people are opposing it, and I do not see the logic that because they are burning 96% of tokens, that's why this has a better chance of approval. Because as you are already seeing, right next to it we have 11.3 million votes versus 9.7 million. This is just a participation level. More people are participating in this poll. And the second part is that it is getting yes as compared to we are saying no for WPS based proposal, which is burning funds. And that is what I believe is a concerning thing, even if this particular proposal is looking to go and burn 96% of the funds. Now, other thing, of course, a lot of people are asking about ECAF. We have clarified our position that we are against ECAF at a base layer. We don't want any arbitration, and I think most of the people are agreeing with that. If you see 98.6%. Now, Rex is the biggest thing, and I think this should be the one which everybody should focus on, and it's almost reaching 15 million votes. So we are still 90% more. I think 10 times more vote we need to get it approved. That is 150 million or so. But the good thing is almost overwhelmingly it's getting yes. Now what I'm going to cover, maybe Rex deserves another full video, because we are going to talk about, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, why don't we add? So there are a lot of polls being created where we are saying that add more funds, like deploying Rex with all the funds including inflation. What they are not understanding is Rex is not a kind of a system to distribute funds. Rex is a way of making resources cheaper, so that you can lend your token and somebody who needs the resources, he can borrow from you. So this is not a factor of, or if you put more funds into Rex, it will all come to the token holders. It's not going to work like that. So I'm going to explain it in a separate video how Rex is expected to work. But I think let us not complicate things. Even this RAM fee and name fee is not required for Rex. Rex can work just now, and we need to focus on enabling Rex rather than looking for more and more funds to be added. It will definitely help get bigger returns if we have these fees getting added, but like accumulated savings, they are not going to help you get more out of the Rex. So that's what I believe, and I'm still trying to understand more, and I will update you as I learn more and more about it. So now what else we are talking about? I think BOS, we talked about this. A lot of people are struggling to understand. So remember, if you have, you can only use your active keys. Don't risk your owner keys. You can simply go and log in with your scatter on bos.blocks.io. And if you're already using EOS accounts, you will very easily claim, vote. All those things are possible on bos.blocks.io. The only thing you need to understand is that this is a totally different chain. They have a different account names. So do not look for your account names. They will pop up if you have one account. As soon as you log in through this site, you will automatically see the new account name. That's your, and if you have multiple accounts in Scatter, it will show all your accounts. So you can do that. And I think now the chain is operational. You can unstake it. As you can see, a lot of mainnet block producers are already there, and a lot more are coming every day within last 2 days ever since it was announced. And we have a huge list of top block producer which are already there on mainnet, not like a new set of block producers. So this is getting a lot of traction. I'm still waiting to understand how this will operate in terms of rewarding dApps and so on, and I'm looking for more details about that. But at this stage, I think this looks like getting a lot of acceptance, at least from the BP community. And as I said, we already have our proxy up and running. We are helping you vote. And I already see a lot of people are assigning proxy to us. Same thing for, I think, Telos. We have our proxy up and running. So let me quickly show you our account investing with the difference. Okay, this is not working. So let me see and approve this. So this is not really working for me right now, so I will check it. Maybe it may not be telos.blocks.io. Let me try to change the network from here. Hopefully there is a way I can do it. So this is Oh, the Telos is not up here on blocks.io. So I think so blocks.io doesn't support it. Let's go to telos.eosx. I think that's what I should be looking for, because EOSX supports all the chains. So Telos, like in investing with the difference, we have, again, I just said, we are seeing a lot more people assigning proxy to us on Telos, and we are active. So investing WAD is the account name, and a lot of people are asking what's the account name. So just wanted to show you that this is exactly same, because these are different chains, and you can go create your own names. So when you claim your Telos, you can go and actually create, like you can go to EOSX and you can say create account. This is best tool, and you can simply go there, you can enter your account name, you can pay for the RAM. And the good thing is for Telos, for Boss, the prices are very low because the RAM prices are not too high, and even after staking 0.2 on net and CPU, you're only paying 0.79 Telos right now, and already the token price of Telos is pretty low. So if you want to create new names, you can do that. So that's what we have done with investing WAD. So these are some of these updates I wanted to talk about. How to interact with these chains, I would say ideally these EOSX and blocks.io. So I think for Telos is very good with EOSX, and I like the boss.blocks.io. This works very well. So these are the options you can use. And now coming back to EOS mainnet, I think the interesting thing is, let's me just quickly go to blocks.io itself. So as you can see, we still have any BP which is on the top is only using 100 million votes. So coming back to referendums, a lot of people are concerned that maybe the referendums will not be approved, and that's a valid concern. I don't know if any of these will get approved, and maybe we will have to start another one if this 112 days pass. But I think it's a matter of what we can see, and I think what happened with mainnet launch, even 15% was required for when we were launching mainnet, and suddenly it was looking very difficult to get votes, and suddenly these big wallets like the exchanges and many of these people came together and started voting. And that's where I think we will have to wait for some more days, because it's only 8 days since this opened up, and especially things like Rex, which are very good for the system, which will help everybody, whether it's the dApps, whether it's the token owners, and the big token owners should really see it as a big value to get the Rex funds like as an interest on their accounts. So I hope that these, at least the big ones, will get voted, and I don't know about many of these other ones, whether the big token holders have that kind of intention. But as if you know people, I personally, I've been helping so many people vote for block producers, so many people vote for referendums, helping set up their wallets, their scatter. So do take part in that, to share with other people on why it is important, because this is a democracy we are building. And I just keep saying people that this is very important part of this depose process. And this is, I think, we are already way ahead of Ethereum or something else in terms of development. We are already way ahead of dApp. And if you look at all these coins, EOS has a huge potential to go all the way on the top, just based on this kind of community engagement you're seeing. These tools, if you see this kind of amazing interfaces, tools which are coming up for these polls, these are all community driven. None of the block producers are making money at this token price. None of the people, like we are not working, or we are not producing this content for money. So it's all about the passion which I see, which I have, and a lot of people I see in the community have. That I think is what matters. Finally, before going, I would like to highlight that we do have meetups coming. We are doing some workshops, and we have a very interesting workshop coming, which is for developers in early days who are learning decentralized application blockchain. So if you are in San Francisco Bay Area, do consider joining these workshops. We are going to have some great speakers. Alexander Bogue from EOS Canada, I think a lot of you know him. He does a lot of videos, and he is really a great person to teach about the blockchain data structures. They have some amazing diffuse APIs and tools they are developing for developers. And then we have Shaheen from EOS Blocksmith. He's going to talk about decentralized applications, some intro on how to think about them, the history, and some of these ideas around how you can really innovate in this area. And then we have Rose from your studio, and it's a great tool for developers because this is something which they are building, which is a graphical interface. A lot of people are not comfortable, like if you're an early stage developer, you don't like command line, you do not like Cleos. So this is something which they are building, and she will be presenting how to use it, and in fact be able to help you set it up. So if you are into EOS, you want to start developing on EOS, do consider joining this. And this is next weekend on January 26th. We are also partnering with Google and Hacker Dojo in future, and we are going to bring some bigger workshops. I'm in discussion with some of the Block One representatives also to go and see if we can increase this developer participation, and that's going to be my next goal. So hopefully we can bring more and more development, because already at a platform level we are seeing so much happening. We have so many chains starting. I think what we need now is a revolution from the ground up, where new people come and start developing dApps and give us some new utilities. So that's all from here. I think it's going to be a very exciting 2019 the way it has started. I think we are only like halfway through January, and we are seeing some amazing stuff coming. A lot of people are working on some interesting ideas, and some big announcements already happening. As I said, verbally, Telos has announced some dApps, like Edna is moving to Telos. Then you have Boss Chain launching. You have a lot of other development happening on the referendum systems, Rex, on Block One engaging with us. So another thing which is happening is the Block One is going to issue some kind of guidance on governance. They are talking about one token, one vote, which I see as a big improvement, and potentially it will solve a lot of other issues. So we are making continuous progress. It's all about now making this chain useful, writing good apps, making sure that we bring the serious developers into this mix. And that's where I think I will be focusing my energy on in 2019. And do join us if you're interested, and in developing new stuff and making new apps on EOS. And that's what we are going to continuously promote. So thanks once again, everyone. Have a great weekend, and do watch out for some more educational content. We are going to do some topic specific videos. I know a lot of people have asked me to set up the keys, wallets, and so on. It's a little difficult to do that without post production, so I don't do any editing of my videos, and it's not easy to, without sharing my personal information, to show you the demos of those. So another idea would be, I'm sure a lot of people are creating great content, so do watch out, do search for it, and I will try to find some reliable people's content and point you to that. But of course I will do some additional videos on some interesting ideas, especially what is Rex going to look like, what is how to make sure that you're doing the right things if you are an EOS user, and do watch out for that. So thanks once again. Bye for now. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.